Hi, stamping friends. It's Marilyn here with Stamping Creations with Marilyn. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. So I know I was going to be on there right at 1:30, like I said. So happens with the best laid plans. I had my phone description and everything all set up and had to restart it twice before it actually took place. So happy to be here with you. Today I am going to share a pop-up cube pop-up card. I don't know exactly the terminology, but I have done a number of them and am working on some Christmas ones now. They do take a little bit longer, as I said in my post, but once you get all the pieces cut, it doesn't take long at all. And I think it's really effective, and I really like the fact that it does go into a regular size envelope. So I do have a couple other things to share with you on my desktop once I get you turned down to that. So let's get started with that and we'll carry on. Yeah. See, I still have some extra boxes over there. I am having another retired product sale coming the 19th of October. It's a Monday night where I will be showing you things on Facebook Live, some of the items, and you'll have a chance to pick which ones you want. So if you can mark that date down and join me there, that would be great. I'm just going to grab an envelope so I can show you that card does fit in there. Okay, you should be able to see my desktop. Hi Karen, glad to see you're here joining me. Hopefully this makes sense when I get around to showing you what I did. Have a new host code for October. So if you are going to enjoy the savings that are now happening with the Designer Series paper, DSP as we call it, 15% off on 15 different designs of paper, and the one that we're using today is the Snowflake Splendor, and it is on sale. So I only have a few pieces left, a few small pieces, and I will certainly be adding that to my list. If you want any more information on that, you can let me know. But here is a closer look at this paper with the colors that do coordinate with it. And when I put this display page out for me, I do both sides of the paper. So you can see there are some greens, which are Coastal Cabana and Pool Party would be, and there is a Highland Heather in here. There are definitely blues. So beautiful, beautiful paper. I'll show you a couple things you can do with the dies that come with that set, and it just makes crafting and creating for Christmas so much easier. The other thing before I get into prize draws from last week, wanted to share with you this Christmas Countdown project kit. This, I know, is not Christmas. This is a birthday side that I had made, and it's really a cute little kit. It comes with the boxes already made, and you can decorate both sides of them. So last year, it was out last year, I did the Christmas Countdown on one side and the birthday on the other. So you can see how easy it is to create. Hi Bonnie, I see you're here with me, and Bonnie has done another one with countdown and papers on it and whatever, and posted it on her site. So you can get some great ideas out there now, but just wanted to remind you that the kit is available, and it does stand up. I know that doesn't look very great there, but it does stand up on its own. So we did have it on the counter upstairs last year to do our countdown, and I think I probably had Lindor chocolates in it, knowing me. So on to winners from last week. We made the Halloween card, and the winner for the comments for that is Bonnie. Thank you for commenting, and I will be sending that out to you. And also I have a prize draw for these holiday rhinestone jewels for anyone who shares. And the winner from last week is Terry N. So I will be sending those out to you, Terry. So Thank you for sharing. Thank you for letting me know when you share, because of the settings on Facebook accounts, or some of them, I cannot see all who shares by names, so I do need you to let me know. So let's get on to today's project. First of all, I'll show you another Christmas one I made. This one is with the Merry Moose set, the trees, the moose, and cherry cobbler, I think it was. It folds like so and does fit in a regular envelope. I have made a couple wedding cards, an anniversary card using this design. So like I say, it takes a little bit more time, but for those special things, it's well worth it. So this is the one I'm going to show you today. It's done, like I say, with that Snowflake Splendor paper, the snowflake dies, the snowflake stamps, and Night of Navy background. And again, when it's put together, it folds and goes right into that envelope, so you don't have to make another envelope to go with it. There are some designs out there that are a bit taller, and you would need another envelope. They're gorgeous as well, so do some searching on Pinterest or Facebook, and I'm sure you'll find the one you like the best. So these are the So Many Snowflake dies. Lots of different possibilities with them. And you can buy them as a bundle with the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. And this stamp set isn't just Christmas. It has Our Friendship is One of a Kind. In the coldest moments of the year, My Heart is Warm Because You're in It. A Happy Hanukkah, a Thank You So Much, which would have fit on here. I didn't put any words on this other than Happiest of Holidays from the Merry Moose set, because I had the paper cut and that's what fit on there. But you could certainly make that piece a little bit bigger to put something like this Snowflake Wishes. This set, when you look at it, is not full size, because I looked at that and thought, that will fit. But when I opened it up, it doesn't. It is quite a bit larger. So having said that, you could certainly have made the paper bigger and put it on there. So maybe next time. So for the set, for the card, you need these products. And I have some of them all over the place here. You needed your one back piece for the back, cut at 9 by 5 1/4, and scored at these sizes. And I will put all of that in the description afterwards. Don't have it there right now. But just wanted to point out a couple things on this paper trimmer. That when you start, each of your, let's see if I can make it so you can see it. Each of your score lines are 2 1/8 inch apart, which helps when you score 2 1/8, 4 1/4, the next one being 6 3/8. So if you were to put this at your 2 1/8, it shows your 6 3/8 is right along the edge of this ruler. And then again at 8 1/2, which gives you just a little piece on this side. And then your second piece that is going to make your 2 boxes is 9 by 4 1/4, scored at exactly the same places, and then you turn it and cut it in half this way. So I have scored this, and I'm now going to cut it at 2 1/8. So now I have my pieces for my 2 little boxes. But just to be aware that that 6 3/8 is right along here. I actually used a ruler to get that to be exact. So then on my short ends like this, I did trim off just a little bit of each of them. to make it a little easier to adhere those. You need a strong glue, whether it is your tear and tape, your Seal Plus, or in my case, I actually used a liquid glue. It just takes, a little bit longer to dry. So your first step will be to fold on all the score lines that you've made. And I know yesterday I had a comment from Rhonda with a question about this, so I'm hoping you're here, Rhonda, and making this with me, as hopefully others are. I really would like to have you post them afterwards, because I'm sure there's going to be different designs and different papers, probably different stamp sets, unless you have this particular one. So, the scoring, the cutting, and then we are going to glue. And on this one as well, I trimmed just that little corner. And if you've ever wondered which way you should be folding, and again, I'll try and see, this is raised, so I scored it on this side, which means that I actually spread the paper fibers. So therefore, it's easier to fold it toward the valley, I guess would be. And really, you can make it go either way, but I just get in the habit of doing it. And again, I'm using my piercing mat to fold on because it seems to stay folded better when I do that. So that's folded. Now I am going to use my silicone mat to try and keep my workspace clean. I have a new glue, so I will certainly have lots of glue coming out of there. Try not to. That's why I have the silicone mat there. And when I go to put it together, I want it to lay flat, but I also want it to be lined up on that fold line. So a little bit of maneuvering. And you have your first box. And because I've used liquid glue, I can bring that back there. So it's lined up right on the line. And if I need to, after it dries, I can refold to make it lay flatter. Going to do the same on these two. So when I go to put it together, I'm going to line it up right on that fold line. And you do have to hold it for a little bit or let it dry. Don't work with it right away. But that would be when you would be doing your, if you can see that, doing your stamping and whatever for your other layers. So you can make those. And again, using the liquid glue is strong, but it does give you that little bit of wiggle room that you want for there. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do this card because it is a lot of steps and whatever, but I had, oh, that really doesn't look square, does it? I think we're going to have some fold issues. Okay. Well, it does need to be flat, so we'll just refold it. Maybe I didn't have my measurement right, and that one's not square either. So, where's my... I bet you I was out 1/8 of an inch on one of those, so probably didn't do my own. But there, see? Easy peasy to fix that. Okay, so the other pieces that we needed, you needed 2 of the Balmy Blue, which are for back here. And on top of those, one of them has the Whisper White layer. So I am just going to adhere that, and that is to write on. So when you put it together, it's your choice. Because I'm right-handed, I tend to put them on the right-hand side at the back of this box, which we're not going to put on there yet because we'll put the boxes together first. But so that's what those are for. I have some sparkle that I'm going to use later. I have, let me start from the bottom here. I have 2 pieces of the Balmy Blue, 2 inches by 2 7/8. And then I have 2 pieces that I've stamped on of Whisper White, 1 7/8 by 2 3/4, and those will be here, so I can adhere them. Well, I'm just waiting for that glue to dry a bit on the boxes. And so I did pre-stamp these. You didn't need to watch me make a decision there. This particular card I did mainly with Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight. I was going to say there's another blue I used, and Highland Heather, because my designer paper had, here's my designer paper, had a little bit more of the Highland Heather in it. So then I have 4 pieces, 2 by 2 of the Balmy Blue, and 4 pieces of white 1 7/8 square that I have stamped. This is the Misty Moonlight. And again, just use the stamps out of that set, whatever I happen to pick up really, and stamped in random pattern. And with keeping in mind that I did have some of the die cut pieces out of the Balmy Blue glimmer paper that I wanted to add. So some of these you'll see, because I didn't add glimmer snowflakes to all sides, some of them have more stamping and some are just a little bit more background kind of things. So those are my 4 pieces, which will go in these 4 areas. Designer paper goes on the inside, and whoa, don't do that. Lucky I was looking, wasn't it? Still not straight. Put it down. Try again. Almost as bad as trying to tie a bow on camera. Okay, so those are my 4 pieces. I have my greeting is going to go on Balmy Blue 2 3/4 by 5/8, and the greeting is on 2 5/8 by 1/2. And again, I used the, as I mentioned earlier, I used the smaller greeting from Mary Moose and layered that like that. Then I have, as you can probably see, hinges, just 2 little tiny pieces there. Those do need to fold in half. And I think that, if I had to say what was difficult on this card, this is the most difficult, is getting these pieces on. But I'll show you how to do that, as along with everything else. So now I'm going to take this box that I've made with the seam in the front, and obviously didn't score it properly either because it's not laying flat. So we'll just tidy that up. So it's in the front, and what we want to do is have the seam in the front of that one as well. Well, I'm really struggling with this. Oh well, it just shows you that you can still work with it. And where'd my seam go there? I might have to do another video just to show you that it can be done without redoing. So that's in the front, and what's going to happen is you want them to sit on here. Okay, so you're only going to put glue on this part, and lay them down at the same time so that when your card is flat, this is how it is going to be. And then all you have to do is decorate it. So it's really, like I say, not rocket science. It was, there's a video that Dawn Griffith has done showing the layout and how to do it. For this size, I'll show you the printout that I have, and I'm sorry, I do not know where it came from, but it was done with the gnome for holidays, showing the cutting sizes to do this particular size. If anyone can find where that is, I'd love to know so I can thank the lady for doing such a great job. So that is our card base. Now we have these pieces that can go on, but before I put the 4 pieces on the inside, we're going to do our words. So to put them, these little hinges, as I called them, are going to go like this. Can you see? Let me see if I can. So I'm going to put tear and tape on the front part of them, which is the part that will be attached to this, and liquid glue on the back part of them so that I can maneuver them inside and have them end up where I want them. So I will do that first because the designer paper is going to cover the hinges, and I'm going to take the paper off the tear and tape and be very careful not to, or try to be very careful not to stick it to anything when I put it in there, because it's easier to get it off when it's out here. And I'm going to put my liquid glue on that half. So further to my comment earlier that you can make this wider, of course, get off my fingers. If this was wider, you would probably want your hinges wider. So I'm going to tuck that and have the fold of the hinge meet up with the fold of the card. Can you see that? Hopefully. Let me know, and you guys all know how to reach me if this doesn't make sense or you can't get it to work later. So I'm going to do the same with the next one on this side. If I can get my fingers in there and have it meet up there. So now you can see my tear and tape on either side. So this then gets placed on the tear and tape and about the middle. So that is stuck inside. Now I can take my 4 pieces 2 by 2 of designer paper What did I decide I wanted to do? I think I'm going to do those the other way. I'm going to do them with the Highland Heather, or the smaller stars, smaller snowflakes, whatever, showing. So I need to put it behind my greeting, but over the hinge to hide it. So there, and on the other side, and again, with liquid glue, you can maneuver those around a little bit. And the other two go on the bottom so that when your card stands up, it is showing some color. And you could also stamp on other cardstock and put it in there if you wanted. I always check that it's still going to lie flat as I'm doing it. Oh, those pieces. Okay, so then the longer pieces, 2 by 3, go inside the top up here. And again, I'm going to use that with the Highland Heather on the outside. So it's just a matter of tucking those in and reaching inside and adhering them. So if you're following along, and that's there, so, and then it's putting these where you want them, and again, going to use, oops, that one belongs over there, liquid glue on them. So while if you're not crafting with me, hopefully you are, and enjoying it and getting everything to work, that's great. But if not, please leave me a comment on Thanksgiving coming up this coming weekend. Let me know if you're planning anything. If not, what you normally would plan if COVID wasn't restricting what we're doing. We will certainly be having a smaller gathering than normal because of the COVID in our area, and becoming more and more cases every day that we hear on the news, so we don't want to be any cause of that. So there are my 4 pieces there, and then my 2 upper ones, which, like I say, once your pieces are all cut and stamped, it's not really that difficult to put this together. So, questions, concerns? I don't know if I can read while this is live, but I will certainly go back and read them afterwards. Like I say, if you share, please let me know. If there's any particular stamp set or stamp technique that you would like me to demo in the future, I'd love to know that as well, because I'm always looking for ideas. Then for the back, sorry, I'm jumping around here. Good friend of mine and I keep saying we're like the squirrels, just here, 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 and all over the place. So that's us. But you know that by now. So on the back side, again, I'm going to make sure it's laying down, and my right-on piece, as I call it, will go on the right-hand side. I recently have given the wedding cards that I made, and I discovered that it's not a lot of room on there to write, so just be aware of that. it's still a gorgeous card, and everybody who has received it has told me that. But if you're, especially if you have larger handwriting, it might turn out to be just a little bit difficult. Okay, so I have cut just a few of the snowflakes from that particular die set because I wanted glimmer on here. And of course, I can't. There. As always with intricate die cuts, it would be great to put the adhesive sheets behind it, but I found also that sometimes they don't come off very easily. I did a class recently and used the adhesive sheets with the words, and one of them tore totally apart, and I was lucky enough that the gal who had it come apart was able to come and get another piece, which I made for her. And I don't mind doing that, but it's just an inconvenience for her to have to do that. So sometimes it's better just to put little dabs of glue like that all over it. So now, what did I decide? I think this largest one, I am going to put, and I kind of have a fetish about putting it on right side up, or not right side up, but up and down. And my other larger one I will put on this side, maybe going like that. You could add more rhinestones, whatever you desire. And then you don't get glue all over your hands. You could certainly add, I don't know where I want these, but just, I love the possibility of this glimmer. And because it's balmy blue, just like your background layer here, it is ideal to put it on. So that one's bouncing, like obviously I didn't push it enough. But that is our card for today. Again, folds flat, will fit in the envelope. I wouldn't put it in there and leave it now because of the glue on it, obviously. But that is our pop-up cube card. So before I go, show you those. I did see one this morning that was done, I'll use this one because it's a bit drier. They had taken, again, that same paper that we talked about earlier that I've been using for the designer paper on here, and cut out snowflakes with the dies. And the card I saw, actually it had the poinsettia, and I don't have that set, but they had the same one put on each one of these so that when it laid down, it was all uniform. And I thought, oh, realized that the dies do cut out some of the paper. And that would be another awesome design to use. So that, other things I wanted to share with you. Recently, I've been doing stamping on Friday with friends, Zoom class with friends, and other people that are joining have volunteered to teach, which I really appreciate. It's great to just be a student as well. This is the card we made last Friday. Thanks to Diana for showing us all the different pieces of it. I love the layout. I love that stamp set and wish I used it more, so I will be. This is one that my friend Faye had shown us the week before. A different fold with a place for a gift card and a ribbon that just slides underneath there so you can move it back and forth to tie it however you want. And then Diana had also shared this with me. She gave me a card as a thank you which I really appreciate, Diana. Thank you. And we are going to, I have looked at it, I have measured whatever, and I hope to have that in a class, whether it's the Friday one, which all of you are available to join from wherever you are. Just let me know, and I will, as long as I have your email address, I will send out the information. I do not post that Zoom link on social media. I send it out individually to those on my email list that have asked to join the Friday session. And we have a lot of fun. We do a lot of laughing, a lot of sharing. I had one of my card club gals mention the other day that she has learned as much from that class, with all the others sharing their suggestions on what to do and everything, by coming to that as well as coming to my monthly card class. So I really appreciate everybody for their input and for being part of it. So let me know if you're interested. Keep in mind my retired sale coming on October 19th. I will be advertising more of that, and I will come back and read your comments afterwards. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the card, and I hope to see what you've made. Thanks. See you next time.